Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a recreation of Deepika Padukone's reception look. I know this is a little too late for this, but I think this is a perfect time because Durga Puja and both Karvachauth is right around the corner. And if you are someone who's married and if you're someone who wants to pull up something very classy, this look is just perfect and on point. Now, first thing first, I like to work with orange concealer, especially for my model here today. She's a busy lady, she works in IT, and she's also doing this modeling on the side. There's a lot of things going on. I'm sure she doesn't get enough sleep, and there's a lot of tiredness underneath her eyes. So we're gonna cover that up using orange concealer. And my model here today is Simrit. She is an aspiring model and she's also working in IT. She's a super girl, honestly. Now for foundation, I'm using my favorite Huda Beauty foundation. So I tested her shade. It's pretty much close to my shade as well. So I used my foundation in the shade Toffee. And I always like to use a Sephora brush to blend that foundation into her skin. Now once that's all blended, the next thing I'm going to do is apply some cream concealer under her eyes. This will lift her under eyes even more and help hide those orange concealers and dark eyes and everything, and it would just lift all the higher points of her face. For that, I'm using MAC concealer, the 24-hour stay in shade NC30. Once I'm done applying, I'm going to use the same brush I've used to apply the foundation to blend it all over and right into her face. Now to set her under eyes, I always like to go in with my translucent powder. For that, I'm using Laura Mercier's translucent powder, and I'm just packing up some powder underneath her eyes so it avoids forming any crease underneath her eyes. And then I'm going to also do the same on the higher points of her face, like the nose, forehead, around the mouth, and the chin, and both the eyes. And remaining, I just like to dust it off around the neck area. I'm going to be doing the same thing on the other eyes as well. And now I'm going to slowly dust away everything off her face because now it's all set, and the whole idea is to get rid of the powder right now. And at the same time, apply that powder on areas that I have not used to bake it with. And you can already see the bases coming together. Now I'm going to start contouring. For that, I'm using my Hoola bronzer and by Benefit Cosmetics, and I'm not using a contouring powder because I don't see the point in using a contouring powder and then again going with bronzer. And we're also doing a photo shoot outdoor, so I don't want the contours to be extremely harsh. So the good thing about bronzing is it does give an illusion of contour. At the same time, it gives you that whole bronze look. Now to set everything, I'm using all-nighter makeup setting spray by Urban Decay. And for blush, I'm using Rose d'Oro by Milani Cosmetics. I know I took a whole bunch, but trust me, half of the product was dust away. And as you can see, the way I'm applying on her cheeks, it's going to be very soft-handed and very light. Now for highlighter, I'm using ColourPop highlighter. This is, I believe, in the shade Wisp. It says 19D1 at the back. I'm not too sure if that's the name, but it is a really beautiful highlighter. As you can see, there's no there's not a lot of powdery form. It's pretty much like a semi cream powder kind of thing, but at the same time I'm using my damp beauty blender to blend any highlighter that's sitting on her face and it's looking too much away, and I'm softening up a little bit, so when it comes to flash photography it doesn't look like there is like a crazy amount of white light sitting there, but rather looks more soft and dewy. So you can already see the contour, the blush and highlight from the side view. It's so well blended and it just flows very well together with her skin. Now I'm going to start working on her eyes. First thing first, I always like to work on the brows. First thing I'm doing here is I'm using L'Oreal brow mascara to make sure all that powder is off the brow, and then I'm going in with my Maybelline, I believe it's in the shade brunette, but I'm not too sure. I'll double check it for you guys. I'm using Maybelline's brow pencil to sort of, fill in any sparse areas, and then I'm going to go in with the spoolie and brush it out. And this is like the base is almost ready now. And now moving on to the eye makeup, I'm going to start off with this new product by Anastasia's. This is their cream base eyeshadow primer, and as you can tell it's super bright in white color, but you know what, it's the best thing for eyeshadows because it's going to pop the eyeshadows. For the palette that I'm using, I'm actually using the Soft Glam palette by Anastasia. This is actually one of my go-to palette whenever it comes to doing, gold look or something natural or a bridal look, but very soft, natural bridal look, because this palette pretty much has all my favorite colors in one. So this is beautiful. And as you can tell, I'm not using one shade out of this whole palette to do her crease. I'm mixing up, 2-3 shades here and there, like I'm taking orange soda, burnt orange, sometimes sienna and rustic, and I'm kind of taking a little bit of everything to create that crease look. And I always like to kind of create a crease first and then blend it, and then I like to work on the inner corners. But today I'm going to do the crease first and then the outer corners. For that I'm using, I believe rustic is what I'm using, and a little bit of cypress umber, kind of like mixed. Like I said, I mix a couple of colors here and there. For lid today, I'm using the color called Bronze, and right now I'm using a dry brush to apply that. I am going to make it a little bit more intense because I've seen Deepika Padukone's lid color was a little bit more intense than just, just what it is looking right now. The color Fairy is going to go on the inner corners as well, and the bottom lower inner corners as well. And then I'm using the colors Sienna and Rustic to kind of work on the outer corners of the eyes and bringing it a little bit on the lower part as well. So here, as you can see, I've already wet my brush with a little bit of setting spray by Urban Decay, and then I've used the color Bronze again, and it looks a lot more pigmented. For eyeliner, I'm using Inglot Gel Liners in 77. This is one of my most favorite because it doesn't smudge or budge, and this is actually one of my go-to eyeliner for brides and models, and they photograph really well. Now, for those of you who want an eyeliner that is super dark and like super catchy in cameras, you want to go for Inglot. And to make it more dramatic and more out there, I'm going to top it up with Noir by Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is actually, Noir also comes in a single plate. I don't know if it's called plate, but inserts, like their eyeshadow. They sell them single, and this is one of their most pigmented black eyeshadow I've ever seen. Not just theirs, but I've ever seen in terms of other makeup at the time when it first came out. I don't know about now, but before, these guys were the most Noir was the most darkest, blackest shade ever. Now for mascara, I gave it to her. She's using her mascara and she's doing her own because honestly, I have so much lights in front of me and like it's hard to do it. because there's so much light and camera, and if I move too much I'm gonna probably break a light over there. So I told her, here you go, take the mascara and do it yourself. So I'm now going to pop some lashes on, and as you guys already know, Deepika Padukone as well didn't have something dramatic. She went for something very natural, so I'm gonna go with something natural. And I've already done her other eyes as well. So this is the eye makeup here is complete, and now we are working on the lips. For the lips, I've chose D for Danger by MAC Cosmetics. You will end up seeing how I didn't like the color because it was too red, whereas when we were looking at Deepika Padukone's makeup once more, we realized that the color was kind of off, so I later went with a Maybelline lipstick, and that is called Groundbreaker number 117. The jewelries are by Hidden Boutique, and this video was actually also in collaboration with one of my very good friend. I will put down her link below. She did also a Durga Puja look, so you might want to check her workout. And that's the lipstick that I was talking about, and I'm using the same lipstick to draw her sindoor. So this is the final look of the makeup look, guys. I hope you have enjoyed this tutorial. Also, this tutorial was in collaboration with Deepti Ghai Sharma. She has her own YouTube channel, and I will post down her link down below because we decided to do this collab for Durga Puja together. Also, thanks to the jewelry, and the jewelry credit goes to Hidden Pearl Boutique. I will also link their Instagram down below. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and here are some behind the scenes. And don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much for watching.
What are you doing?
I'm just saying behind the scene. राजी चल रहा है, सब यहाँ पे उसकी फोटो खींच रहे हैं. ये भी behind the scenes चल रही है यहाँ पे. This is our Deepika. Wow, look at that flip you just did. Oh my god, the wind is in your favor today.
Lose the care or not?
No, not really. You close your eyes. Beautiful. Okay. Beautiful. और कोई नेल पॉलिश नहीं मिला तुमको, पुल का ड्रेस मिल गया. Look at her face.